Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here. How you doing? Right, it's Friday. Friday's request day, and today's map was voted in by the BonBon buddies over on Patreon. That's right. It is a creator request. Not only that, but it's
my first map.
That's right. It's a first map. It's actually not bad for a first map. The standards of detailing are quite high, although a little bit naive in places. There is one thing that I feel that could really improve the map, though, and I'm going to save that right to the end. It's something that you can actually change in game, and I think it makes all the difference. But I will be reviewing the map as displayed, as intended by the creator. But before we do any of that, it's your daily reminder. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you very much for your help. Right, let's crack on. Today's map is Allumis Valley MD by McDut. I think the MD probably stands for McDut. At least I hope so. Anyway, let's have a look at the start square. Start square looks like that, little roundabout there, just off of 2 highways. Could be quite good, that, I think. Might be a bit of through traffic cutting through, possibly. There's your resources. Resources are pretty solid, I would say, actually. Not too bad, especially for a first map. And off to the workshop. Now, there are quite a few things to subscribe to. They've gone to town. It's not the world's biggest list. We are using the Not So Rocky map, Hills map theme. Not So Rocky Hills map theme, that's it. And as requested by the creator, the realistic 1.2 LUT. Okay, let's crackle along, shall we? Let's say the standards overall are pretty reasonable. I think this is somebody who's probably watched this show quite a bit and knows what I don't like. This is a fairly solid bridge. I mean, does it really need to be a suspension bridge? There's a different question, but I don't have a problem with it. It's actually nothing wrong with it per se. Then we've got a few of these. They say there is one plopped intersection, so I'm assuming that these are hand-drawn and not plopped intersections. Nicely detailed, of course. And we've got lots of detailing like this we'll have a little look at after the intermission, because we're looking at the highways for now. Highways are pretty solid. They're interesting routes. They're not stupid in any way, shape or form. We'll have a look at the national roads. Look, this one breaking off this way, goes along the coast that way. So yeah, we'll have a look at some of the roads, the alternative routes. Sorry, as I know what I'm talking about. I pretend anyway. Yeah, all of the detailing we'll be taking a look at after intermission time. Right, have you subscribed to the channel yet? If you haven't, now is a very good time because there's not much to see for a few more moments. So hit that subscribe button, and of course the notification bell will be very helpful as well, because I do upload daily and sometimes you might need to be reminded if you've got nothing better to do than watch another map review. Another map review. Intersection time. Now this is the plopped intersection, and I mean, I don't think it's the most stellar of intersection. It's fine. There's nothing, once again, nothing wrong with it. I don't think it's just very interesting. It's fine, absolutely fine. It's plopped over water, which is an interesting thing. And, yeah, they don't always see plopped over. I know sometimes you just like catch you, go, ooh, look what they've done. Look what have they done. What have they done? They plopped it over water. Anyway, all good, no problems with that. And then we'll head under the rail because we can, and we're over the water because it makes a lot more sense of going through it. And then off to the next intersection. This would be the start square intersection, I do believe. Yep, this is the one. Once again, I look at that. Now look at the pillar on the end here. It's angular. How often do you see an angular pillar? That for me caught my eye. Once again, I don't have any problems with it. I don't know if it's intended or just an error or an oversight. No clue. Traffic lights at the end here. Ew, but never mind. And then down to the roundabout, the start square roundabouts, where everything starts happening. And when I say everything starts happening, I mean absolutely everything. Like assets start popping up into view. This is Industrial Unit number 1 by Starshall. Started seeing a lot of stuff from Starshall on the workshop. They're doing quite well in the charts, on the weekly charts. This is one that popped into the top 20 last week, and I figured it was definitely worth a little feature. And factoids, because factoids. Now remember, these factoids are from the 80s, so these might not be strictly true now, but the American Food and Drug Administration sets stringent tests for food. For example, a 100-gram sample of tomato puree must not contain more than 30 fly eggs and mustn't have a mold count of more than 40%. Yummy. Industrial Unit number 1 by Starshall, today's very industrial asset of the day. I finished a bit too soon there, didn't I? Back to Allumis Valley MD by McDutt as we zip along these roads, and they're fine, and a nice vanilla little bridge there doing the job. Fine, no problems there. Now we can join up with the traffic. There's a bit of traffic running on these roads already. I don't have air. There's no obvious problems with traffic flow at this point. And of course, these are all zonable roads. This could get a little bit busy when you start building your city up, but yeah, you know, it's down to you to. There's nothing wrong with it as it stands. So it's down to. Oh, we've got another one of these. Another one of those. Does it need to be suspension? Who can say for sure? Now, do we join the highways, or shall we go for an explore? Yes. I knew you were going to say that. Let's go for an explore. Love these dirt roads, by the way, and we've got dirt decals just breaking up the clean line, because sometimes these dirt roads can have just too much of a clean line on the go. So yeah, the dirt decals just breaking that up, making it blend a little bit with the environment. Got a little bit of clipping of the tree through the wooden old the bridge. That's what it's called. It's a bridge going on there. Now there are plenty. This is the thing. It's a new map, and I think they've taken the same sort of path as I did with my first map, which was Merrickstowe, and they've decided to go for some interesting features, whether they be good interesting features or you know, decent or just like not rubbish, is down to obviously the player to decide. I was quite pleased with mine, and I don't think these aren't bad. These aren't bad. We've got this interesting road zipping up the side of this hill here. It's going to take us to one of these features. We won't actually look at this particular feature in any detail. We'll skip straight across to the rail and have a look at the feature after the asset review. We've done that after the intermission, but yes, just checking out the quality of the roads, and the quality of roads. Sensible, yeah, not too steep, makes some sort of sensible route as well, and I completely buy into this. At the moment, we're just going cross country. Well, I haven't actually. I wasn't on the road I thought I was there. Hey, right, and we've got an intersection here, which is fine. Not going to look at that because we're going to be here all day otherwise. It's the sort of map that you can actually. This could have been a 30-minute show easily. So I've sped the footage up just to try and squeeze it all down to under 20. And I think I might just have managed that one. I can't tell. Can't tell at this moment. Right, okay, now this, another one of these I think are plopped, but it's solid, and I'll accept that they're hand-drawn. But they look plopped. They're too good to be hand drawn by a newbie. What's going on here? Now we're going up into the hills, and this is coming up to that feature that I was talking about. I don't have any problems with it. I just think possibly it's overdone and not, I don't know, it lacks polish. This is one of those naive areas for me. Up here, this one up, but we'll have a look at why I think that's just a little bit naive and a little bit newbie. After the intermission, the rail's pretty good. Okay, as always, you could argue that some of these slopes are a little bit too steep for real life, But in terms of the game, if you're not playing it as an ultimate real map, and this map isn't ultimately real, it is more fantasy real. You know, it's kind of bordering between the two, like a rectangle with a triangle on the top isn't really a house, but it is sort of. Yeah, this is somewhere between real and fantasy, and I don't have any problems with it. Don't have any problems with it at all. And there is some very nice detailing on this map. There's some, I don't know, loose bits, just some loose bits. But once again, no clipping lampposts, one clipping tree, and it's no blue mantle. Yeah, it's fairly solid, and solid is a good thing. What else is solid? This young fellow coming up right now.
Do your cul-de-sacs look like this? Do you want them to look like this? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to the Perfect Cul-de-sacs by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
Right, we're back, and it's shipping routes in Allumis Valley, MD by McDutt. Shipping routes are fine, and in fact, this tells me that they've been watching my show. Look, no right angle turns, nice curved arcs there. Now, I do like it when I get something like this where I think, do you know what? I just think they have been watching and learning, you know? Now, water flow is good. We've got a bit that falls right off the edge of the map there, but it's not really a problem. And then the rivers are fine. We've got good water flow. I think there's enough of it. I think the rivers are deep enough to basically work as water sources if you want to do that. And generally, I think they're pretty solid vanilla style rivers. They're good. Now, detailing. Let's start off with the beaches. The beaches, there are plenty, and they are mixed, and they've got good detailing. We've got some good foliage running up to the beach, but not onto the beach. We've got some grasses and rock detailing on the beach that I can buy into completely. We've got these lakey type areas which have got a lot of different foliage. If anything, that might be the only major problem with this map, is the amount of different foliage. Got some interesting rock features there, stone features. I'll tell you, we're going to have a look at a lot of things here, guys. Now this area here, this naive area, there's a lot going on here that I think it's just possibly too much. First of all, I like the fence. Okay, the fence for safety and security, so the kids don't wander and fall off the cliff. Got the picnic tables. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Then we got these pergola type things, which is what, and then we got this stonework in the middle there, and we've got no parking going on, and we've got this little feature going on here, and we've got play park as well. For me, for the area, for what it is, I think that's just a little bit of an overplay. And look, we've even got. It's like, what have I got that I can put into that area? I put everything into the area, and it just doesn't work together. Sometimes less is more, and that isn't less is more. I think we could have lost 2 or 3 things from up there, and it still would have worked fine. But anyway, all good. We've got some nice road detailing here with the trees along the edge and the hedges, mixed trees along the hedges. I like this look as well, and we've got some nice waterfront detailing going on here, and variant riverbank heights, and there's just lots of good. There is lots of good, and then you get just a few bits that I think are like here, this jetty here poking out halfway across the river at that location. Don't buy it. Don't buy it at all. And it's as high as the bridge, which is, it doesn't work together. Down here though, we have the essential, it's the essential lighthouse. Oh, you love that bit, don't you? Anyway, yeah, we've got the essential lighthouse. We have got, there's another essential lighthouse out here somewhere on one of these islands over here. Now, over here, once again, it's not bad. We've got, I'm liking the road detailing and the dirt tracks, and that lighthouse is fine. Down here, I mean, just this jetty here, just one thing that can be done to improve, just a simple thing. See how the dirt track falls just short of the jetty there. I think just a little thing, grab and move it, and we'll just drag that under like that. I'll just spin around a little bit. Oh, that's a bit wonky, isn't it? Hang on, we can do better than that. I'll just like bend the road a little bit so it faces into it. There. I think that's just an instant improvement. Just a tiny thing. That's not the thing I was talking about at the start of the show, by the way. That is just one of those... yeah. You know what I mean, yeah? Now, one of my favourite things about this map is the creativity. And these standing stones that have been used as breakwaters. Now, I like innovative uses of things that actually kind of work. Especially out at sea, it does work really well indeed. I used the henge type stones as dilapidated what's it called, bridge struts in Merrickstowe. So I do appreciate that kind of thing. These, if they could push down into the ground, would work a little bit better. Unfortunately, you can't do that with props, not these things anyway, and so they are very much glued to that height. It was something I was trying to do in Merrickstowe, and I discovered to my cost that you couldn't, so I had to find a different use. But anyway, yes, what more have we got? Now the hills, for me, the weakest part of the whole map. They do look hand-drawn. They are hand-drawn by the mission. They're somewhere between lumpy and craggy, and no real middle mix. They like the trees though. The trees work quite nicely on these hills, but yeah, they can't quite make up their mind. Are they a bit bumpy, or are they craggy? And I'm not so sure. But the terrain work generally, there's some very nice terrain work on this map, like down here, this bit down here, craggy, yeah. So yeah, I'm liking a lot of this. Yeah, now we got some what's it called, farmland. We've got some interesting. I know, so it's very green looking map. Thing is, this is where I think the map can be improved. I was actually settling down to take the screenshot, and it dawned on me. There is something that I think could be better. It's very, very green, but I don't think it should be, because we've got a lot of these stone. These park life stones down, and when I see these, I think it's like a drier area, like Nevada and whatever, and yet this is in a very green temperate area. And for me, it's the LUT. Okay, I mean, we could be using a different theme as well, but the LUT is what's doing this. So I switched LUTs from realistic 1.2 to Owls Retro WW HD. Now watch this. For me, now the map comes to life. This is a different kettle of fish altogether. First of all, doesn't that look much better? This is an extra star for aesthetics right there, I'd say. For me, it's a bad choice of luck. We're going to find the castle in a moment, and the castle is really quite nice. I'm telling you about this now because I'm now about to go into my end of show routine. So there we go. So that's the castle, and we've got a custom item in there as well. It's all I'm buying into this nicely as well. So anyway, it's your chance to vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. Use it at the end of the month to find the best maps of the month. Don't forget, you'll be voting for the map as you see it now in the green format, not with my custom LUTs thrown on there. Although I'd highly recommend it that you do if you decide to take on this map. So aesthetically, I find it a bit... there are some really nice bits, but overall it just has a 3 to me. Yeah, it's a 3. It's middly. Detailing, there's some really nice bits. There's no bad bits. It's a question of does it make 4 stars? And I think the naivety of certain areas just holds it back from that. I was very close to giving it that 4th star. I think if that observation area had been better, probably. So 3 stars. Gameplay potential, there is absolutely no reason why I can't give this a solid 4 stars. Everything works really nicely about it. It's just the desire to want to play this particular map isn't quite there. So polish it up a little bit and that would be a 5-star for gameplay. Allumis Valley MD by McDutt. Do you know what? For a first map, that ain't bad at all. Do keep them coming, McDutt. Do keep them coming. So, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. And thank you to all my lovely friends over on Patreon who've got their names into the Valentine's Week little box there. Look at them scrolling up there. All the pretty people. All of them. No, even, well, maybe not that one. No, they're gorgeous. Beautiful, lovely. Oh, they're all gorgeous people. See you tomorrow. Have a great day and thanks for watching.